Welcome back, my friends, to another episode of TFT Hyper Roll from Mission for Tuition. We're called Mission for Tuition because we are trying to raise money for our son's middle and high school tuition as he has to go to a frightfully expensive special school. We're not asking for donations, nothing like that. Just help out with the YouTube algorithm, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Maybe watch the video. It helps a ton, get more views, makes more money for tuition, and with that said, let's get started. So I always say listen to the game. Sometimes it can throw some mixed signals. Right here we get a shop that's screaming Academy. But it also gave us a Zac, which is suggesting, hey, maybe you should consider a little bit of Chemtech. Then the NPC round surprises us with a Katarina, another Academy. Now at this point I'm expecting Academy Heart to pop up, but no. So since nothing else fits, you go Sunfire Board because it'll at least do some damage to start off the fight. I decide to take the clear hint from the game and just push into Academy and hope it behaves. While I could have pushed into Chemtech by the fact that it gave me a Zac as well out of the opening round and I had a Warwick available to me, that opening shop along with the Katarina just made me think that Academy was going to be the better way to go. Sometimes you're not going to get an absolutely clear sign, but you just go with your instincts. First shop hands us a Sparring Glove, which can give us two different Katarina items. You can do Infinity Edge or the Hand of Justice. I decide to start with the Infinity Edge and potentially push into a little bit more Assassins starting in Stage 4. Academy Assassins can absolutely work as Yone and Garen make very strong frontliners, and of course Katarina with the right items is an absolutely deadly assassin. The one problem is early Graves is not the best frontliner in the world. He's going to go down very, very easily, and that makes your assassins more vulnerable because once your frontline's down, they're pretty squishy. In reality, at this point, I'm really just trying to keep a team cobbled together until I can get to the next augment and really see what I can make out of this board. And everything becomes really clear just before we see the next augment as we rolled and got an early Yone, locked for it, and then wait to see what we get as our augment. And look, there it is, the Academy Heart. There's no question what to do here. You take the Academy Heart, you grab the Yone, and you just go forward with it. We're going to jump forward to the next item shop because I'd been asked to do this many times. We're going to pick up a second bow here and then move Yone back and make the rapid fire cannon. I also decide to go ahead and put the Bloodthirster on him. Even though his ult does gain a lot back, I don't have cram session, so it's not a guarantee, and I'd rather have him gaining health back as often as possible. And of course we run into one of the other 7 Yordle teams that are currently in this lobby, but luckily because they're all fighting with each other, we're able to dispatch them.
This is no challenge.
Notice at this point I'm saving up a lot of gold. The reason is it's level 7 where I'm going to be able to get a good shot at Luxes and additional Yone, and so I can really fill this out. I need to get to the 8 academies for this to have a chance to win. Upon reaching stage 7, I am immediately rewarded by Gary with the 2-star Yone that I need. Now it's just a matter of hunting out for that additional Lux. Now we roll a bunch, but there's no Luxes to be found. For the final augment, the Celestial Blessing is the clear choice. We want to get more healing onto the team, especially from basic attacks, since that's what Yone is going to go off of. Now I'm one Katarina away from gold. I've managed to roll enough to find a Lux. I had held a Braum in reserve just in case I needed to go bodyguard, but luckily I was able to get the Lux. Now I'm at 7 Academy. We give her the blue buff and the Hextech Gunblade because that is going to be the best items for her. We're left over with an additional Zephyr we can just throw on Talon and get into the next fight. And you see in here why I like Academy so much, especially if you can get the Academy Heart. The 2 points of damage. Lux does a ton of damage with her ult going across the screen, and Yone is just applying that additional AD damage, and it takes the team out fairly quickly. Now, I had scouted between matches and saw there were a lot of blitzes out there, so I threw Graves into the corner as the sacrificial lamb, hoping that would help me. Sadly, it didn't, as the Scrap team was able to get through me because I don't have enough power to get through their shield yet. So I think Gary felt bad for me after the last fight and decided to give me an NPC with a challenger emblem on it. This will take my Yone up to 2 challengers, which will give him additional attack speed and the ability to increase that after each kill. Also, I end up with a 2-star Braum I can put into the front line and be a bodyguard, grab the Infinity Edge to complete the Yone build. Now, he's really strong. But as I mentioned in my 6 builds video, you need to get to the 8 Academy for this to really work. It's going to exponentially increase the power of your champions, and until then, you are very susceptible to different teams. We're now down to our last life, and we absolutely need to win this fight in order to get to the next round and hopefully get a kitty cat on our team. Luckily, the 2 points of damage help a ton. Lux is able to take off most of their health, with Yone pretty much finishing it off. And managing to win that fight has brought us into the top 4, and now in a desperate search for the kitty cat. We got another extremely helpful trait. The Arcanist emblem will give additional power to the entire team, and we get a Chalice of Power so we can make Lux even more powerful, but we're still short one little kitty cat. I grabbed a Tom Kench just in case we couldn't find it, because maybe he could hold up, but once we get our little kitty, we're good to go. I decide to use Katarina as essentially the item holder for all things that are going to help Lux out, such as the Arcanist emblem and the Chalice of Power, and then get ready to go. This is the Scrap team that wrecked us earlier. Now, I made the mistake of actually Zephyring their blitz. My Graves comes out of the corner to go join the fight, and Lux ends up getting pulled. But between the Celestial Blessing and the Hextech Gunblade, it's not really an issue because she brings herself back to full health with each cast. And as a congratulations for winning that, Gary says, "Let there be more kittens in the world." Now, the 2 teams left both have Blitzcranks in them. And also, the top team only lost 1 match in the opening rounds, still at 18 health. So this is going to be a very difficult fight, and I want to make sure I'm positioned well to avoid the Blitzcrank and also do the maximum amount of damage, and I'm going to face them directly. And by the way, not sure if you noticed in the quick shot I showed of them, but they are running very, very close to the Bodyguard Enchanter build, but they've also thrown snipers in along with Clockwork to get a little additional attack damage. That may have been the downfall for this team at this point, because I have enough damage to get through thanks to my, say it with me, 2 points of damage. Lux and Yone surviving till the end. Coming out of that fight, we are able to 3-star gold our Katarina. So along with the kitty cat, we also have a gold cat. Sorry for the dad joke, I couldn't resist. So I'm still keeping that Graves in the corner. He is essentially blitz bait. I want him to get pulled so that Lux can hang out in the back along with a Yumi, and Yone can do all the damage from the front. With Cat now gold, even though she doesn't have the perfect items, she is doing a ton of damage as well, so we have 3 points of damage now. So it's down to me and the Bodyguard Enchanter-ish build. I just want to make sure that I don't Zephyr the Blitz, or else my Lux will end up getting pulled. For these fights, having that rapid fire cannon on Yone is absolutely critical. We're facing a ton of bodyguards, so it's a lot of armor to get through, which is giving Cat and Lux a huge advantage in being able to do additional damage. Again, it's now turned into 3 points of damage, and you can see the gold cat is leading the damage charts. So just when you think the 3-star gold cat is going to be the star of the show, she goes in, but ends up getting taken out of the fight fairly early with an incredible Braum ult from them. But this is why this kitty cat is so important to this build, because Yumi comes out and lands the ult that absolutely saves the match. Reduced down to Yone, Lux, and Yumi, we are able to overcome it with Yone ultimately leading the damage charts to the victory. As I said in my 6 builds video, 8 Academy is still incredibly strong, but you need to get all the way to 8, so it can be a little bit risky. Hope you enjoyed the video and have an absolutely awesome day.